Well, hello friends. Welcome back to Commute Talk. Today I thought I would talk a little bit about open source development and why it's really good to publish your software really early as opposed to waiting and sitting on it until it's more mature or more beautiful or whatever. So this applies if you know that you want to take your thing open source eventually anyway. If you're not sure, then that's like a different question, right? But if you know that you want to go open source in the end, then I think you should just do it right now. And I know that your 3-week-old project is a piece of shit. I know that, you know that, and that's okay. It's okay for a project that's not old to be a piece of shit, because everything is a piece of shit when you start, right? Everything awesome was once a piece of shit, and you're not fooling anyone. And the benefits of uploading early are really huge because of what it does to you and your mindset and your development style. I mean, at least I can speak from personal experience here, so maybe it's different for you, but for me, pushing my stuff early to GitHub, or I mean, you can push wherever you like, but I use GitHub because it's convenient. But pushing early means that I very early have to switch into this way of like, this thing is being developed in the open, and people can see this, and someone might download it and try to look at it and make sense of it, and it is different. It's a switch in your mind that changes when you're doing something where only you can see it versus where you are okay that other people can see it. Maybe they don't look at it yet, but one day they might, right? So it makes you, I guess, a bit more serious and a bit more considering and discriminating when you write your code, and certainly with commit messages. And I'm very happy that I went early with my latest project, because it got me into this very good structured development flow, where I sort of try to make these atomic commits that do one thing at a time, or like I try to write good messages, and like I try to not sound like an idiot in my comments or whatever, or try not to make like these stupid fix-me's that like someone could make sense of. Like that's I guess that's one of my pet peeves, where someone writes like a fix-me for themselves in a piece of code that some other person couldn't possibly make sense of. That's very common, and often you even see it with like fix me and then the person's name in parentheses. That's like that's so stupid. Like, write your, if there's something that needs to be fixed or something that's a to-do, it's much better to actually explain it in such a way that a stranger who is not you could come along and fix it. Because that's something that's amazing about open source, is that, at least in theory, if you put fix me's in the code, someone else could come and fix them. And that's happened to me many times, and it's something that is amazing and surprising every time. But of course I love it. But yeah, so like the way that your mindset changes when you develop open source versus when you're just going on your own machine, it is a really valuable mindset change. And then of course there are more technical benefits, like now you have backups, and your backups are I mean, you don't you don't really know how they work, but there is this comfort in like, if something happens to my machine, then I know that my source code is out there and I don't have to worry about that. And I actually, personally, I try to have as little personal stuff on my machine as possible, because I don't really have much personal stuff. I guess I have like I have funny pictures and source code on my machine, and all the source code I just get clones. I guess I would be a little bit sad if I lost all my funny pictures, but I can find them again. Maybe we should make a GitHub for memes. Not today though. Anyways, then the other side of it is like, or it's not the other side, but another thing is that if you switch into this open source development mindset, then by the time some people actually show up and with some interest in your project, then you will be so much better equipped if you've already started using this public open source tooling. Like, I mean, okay, so I'm on GitHub, so let me just use that as an example, right? There is already a bug tracker on there, which is tremendously useful because it means that people can come and report an issue there instead of sending it to me in email. I mean, I still get a lot of bug reports in email, but many of them come in through the issue tracker as well. And I love the issue tracker because that means that things don't disappear and I can't lose track of them. Like, and then as like some more people come and they see that, like, oh, somebody's already reported this, I can add little detail to the already existing bug report and so on, and the quality just improves, and all of that stuff is already in place. So instead of you sitting there like wondering, is today the day when I publish my thing? I should just remove all the swear words first and make sure that my copyright is everywhere or whatever you care about. Instead of like on that day, you have to like shock yourself into thinking about, what do I do with bug reports? I mean, you don't have to shock yourself in that day, but like rather when people actually come with bug reports and you have no system for that, it's much nicer if there's a system in place. I guess these are I didn't really think this through so much. It's shooting from the hip here, but I really do feel that it's benefited me greatly to go public with my source code early every time I've done it, and literally no downsides. So I think it's something that everyone should consider. And I'm now arriving at work, so I'm gonna wrap this up and say thank you for hanging out with me on the commute, and I will see you next time.